always, you want to be more safe than sorry. Yeah, man, more safe than sorry. Put your seatbelt on, buckle up. Man, this is Boosted Delta, man, the fastest Delta 88 in the world. And I'm gonna stand on that. So here we go. Let's get something on my camera, but the autofocus is kind of fucking with me. Excuse the language. But I mean, today's topic, man, is a hot one, man. A lot of people ask me all the time. Quick Trip, it was good with you, $60 in diesel. A lot of people all the time ask me, man, how much is this to LS swap a car? How much does this cost? How much does that cost? Sorry, I'm about the wrong exit. I mean, since I built my car, it was a headache in the beginning because you don't know where to start. That's it. A lot of people don't know where to start in the LS swap, so you know they keep that 307, 305, 350, 455, 454 in their car. There's nothing wrong with those power plants, man. The 454, I love the 455. If I could have found one before I LS swapped my Delta, I definitely would have put the 455 in there, cammed it up, you know, and turboed it. But I couldn't, man. People are finding these motors, transmissions in these old cars, snatching them out and jumping the cars. I've seen that 8 or 9 times, man, where people message and say, hey, man, I got this. Case in point, man, I got a buddy of mine that has a 84, 85 Cutlass, man. 455 BOP 400, I believe. He pulled a motor out, sold it to some guy, and junked the car. I'm like, man, well, it's a lot of parts in there, man. Why do you think about hanging on to it? Oh, well, I ain't got the space, man. City calling me or whatever. So he junked it $150 later. Now he needs a whole, you know, he bought a new Cutlass. Now he needs doors, 4 panels, all these other things. I said that to say this, man, and not trying to get off topic, man. If you buying a parts car, man, hold on to it for a week, month, a year, and just see how you feel about it later. It's not hurting anything. If you can keep it around, put a tarp on it, do that. For me personally, I'm not junking nothing. I'm not junking nothing. So, give me a second. I'm busting an illegal turn. Well, I'm trying to get back on the interstate. But back to the topic at hand. Should you LS swap your vehicle? You most absolutely should do whatever you can afford. That's not a question I can answer for you. That's not a question anybody can. You should do what you can afford. If it's easier to pull out your 305, get a 350, bore it over, and you get a forged rotating assembly, carburetor, and some different stuff, or go EFI on the 383. If that's more economical for you, do that. You know, ask yourself these questions. Why do, you know, LS swapping is, I mean, everybody's kind of doing it now, but everybody's kind of not doing it to the point to where it's something that's being done right. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos where people's cars are catching on fire. People are not grounding engines correctly. I mean, people are scamming people. Hey, bring me your car, do blase, and I'll get it swapped out, done, and, you know, knocked out. But I've seen it happen, man. It happened to me back in the beginning, man. Luckily, it was only a $500 deposit. I was gonna get a guy to do some work, man, before doing the research, understanding what it entailed. You're not LS swapping any car. Well, two double-edged sword, man. So you could put. I guess I'll stay on topic, man. Should you LS swap your car? You most definitely should do whatever is in your financial budget. So my personal thing, if you're going to LS swap a car, have $10,000 ready to go. That includes, you know, if you're going to do it yourself, have about $6,000 ready to go. If you're going to bring it to my shop or have me do the work, have about $10,000. That means you drop the car off. Half is due then. Once I put the motor in the car, the other half is immediately done. It's due. That's just how it's gonna work. I mean, not gonna play games with people about not having money. Oh man, I'm gonna get back with you next week. All these other things, tie my charge accounts or any finances for my business. It's not gonna happen. That's just what it is. I mean, I have 3 LS swap cars, man, and you can see them all the time. You know, I mean, it's a business. It has to. Labor is $3,500. That's just how it goes. Parts money. I don't like people to buy parts. I like to tell you exactly what to get. If you're going to go that route, yeah, you can do that. I get a little bit better deal at Summit, Dirty Dingo, and a lot of these other places. But hey, I mean, if you want to buy it yourself, go ahead and most definitely do it. It costs, man, to have your shit looking good, tight end. You don't want, who wants that big ass truck pulley system in their car? Everybody's doing it, but man, I use the Holley mid mount. That's a $2,500 system, serpentine system. You don't have to do that. You can put the truck mount in there, but I mean, for me, aesthetically, that's what I want to do. The next question you have to ask yourself: can you afford an LS swap? I mean, it's enough resources out there now to where in a box Chevy LS swap, anybody can do it in their driveway with a Craftsman tool set and a cherry picker, or come along in a tree. You know, I mean, that's all you can do. Can you afford $3,500 in labor for somebody else to do it for you? There's cheaper people out there. If you're going EFI, it's going to be like $3,500. If you're going carb, it's still going to be $3,500 because I still got to do this shit right. It don't matter. You still going to get the good fuel pump. You're going to get the good fuel regulator. You turn down for the carb, you're still going to get the same components. It's just going to be swapped out a little bit. So some people say, hey, man, I can put a carburetor on here and, you know, get it running with the components I have. Yes, you can. Pull your motor out, Dirty Dingo, LS swap, Dirty Dingo motor mounts, box Chevy clamshells, boom. Your motor's in there. Bolt it to your turbo, your Chevy Turbo 400, Turbo 300, you're good to go. But when you snatch the drive shaft or the rear end out of that bitch, because it's rated for 200-300 horsepower, when you put that 400 horsepower 6.0 in there, you know, you snatch the rear end out that bitch going down the interstate, you wish you had a professional opinion, man. It's more than that, man. It's more than just, you know, putting a motor and transmission in there and then not beefing up the rear end, you know, not changing the bushings and the polyurethane bushings and different stuff in the car, man. Because you got to think about it, a box Chevy at this point is what, 20 years old? You know, 1980, you got a 1991, you know, so what, that's 10, that makes it 2000, I mean, 20 years old? Yeah, 20-year-old parts in a car, man. Nah, fuck that. I mean, my Delta, well, I have two of them. Boom, they're right there on the screen. This is the first one right there. That's the second one. I got the two-door one, man. It's coming off the frame. I'm going to sand it down by hand, powder coat it, new bushings, do everything. I'm going to drill my holes, my fuel lines, run new brake lines. All those things I'm going to be doing, those accessory things to make the car safe. If you go down the interstate at 100 miles an hour and that CL1 pull up, you know you can get on it and it's safe. You know your car, you know your wheels are not going to come off because you don't have no O'Reilly studs in that bitch. You got a good Ford's wheel stud, you know. And these are things that to talk about, man, like a good half-inch dash 23-inch wheel stud, you know, 12, 20, you know, just having nice components like that. It's whatever somebody wants to do, man. If you can afford the labor, the parts, and all these things, yeah. But the motor's in there, transmission's in there, that bitch running strong, new drive shaft. What you gonna do on the other side of the other side of the drive shaft? You know, because a box Chevy came with a what, 308 gear, 273 gear, 26 spline. I mean, what you really gonna do? I mean, you really get on it, man. You gonna tear the gears up in that motor. I mean, you put a spool in it. Like, I mean, one of my cars has a spool in there, and I changed the gear to a 373. You know, with 28s on there, so it still takes it down to like a 355, 308 gear with a big ass 33-inch tall rim. So it's all in what somebody want to do, man. Just being safe and secure in your car. You just want to be able to jump in your car, drive on the interstate, do whatever you want to do. That's just my thing, and it costs money to do that. I learned, man, just doing the research, figuring out the components that I want and what works with each other, and doing it. You know, having a lot of support systems for people you can call and ask questions. That's the biggest thing, is understanding what you're undertaking, man. You're putting just being safe, you know. Upgrading the brakes is a must. I mean, I got a 28-inch rim, what, 295 tires, so 33 inches tall, 32 inches tall. I want a 15-inch, you you know, 4 piston caliber in the back, and I want to, you know, I'll probably put on my car, I'm probably going to put a 14 in the back and a 15-inch rotor in the front, you know, wheel kit, you know, so just nice shit, you know, wheel brake boost and all those things, just upgrading the stopping power, you know, because you can get up to speed really fast, but can you stop it in the rain? Ask these questions, man. Everybody should do whatever you can do in your budget. Not discouraging anybody. I mean, you can always call me and ask questions, but I've done this. I've probably spent on my Delta, this one right there, I have in the engine alone, I probably got about $6,000. The pulley system, $2,500. The fuel pump, $500. 10 fuel line, $500 worth of fuel line because I had to cut it twice. I need 40 feet, 20 going up, 20 going back. It's a maturing system. Intake, throttle body, all these other accessory things. I'm probably like under the hood, engine components, probably like $15,000, and that's before the motor was even put into the car. You know, it's just what I want to do. Just saving and moving things around and just doing exactly what you want to do in your swap, not following trends and what other people are doing. Just go within your budget. You might can put the motor in there, hook it up to your transmission, and you know, this summer you ride, next summer, okay, cool, now we're gonna upgrade this. It's a progressive thing, man. If you got the finances to do it overnight, yeah, man, but everybody doesn't. I mean, I don't. You know, it's just a strategic thing. I bought all my parts first, and then I put it in there. I wanted when it goes in there, everything to be done. Some people can do it in stages. That's not something I can do. It just has to be done. You know, don't forget tuning. You know, if you're running a EFI system, you know, turning the bats off, putting a bass tune on there so the car will crank up and run. If you need that done, man, call me right here. You can send me your computer. I'll turn the bats off, put a bass run tune on there, man. You know, reasonable, $250. Back to you. It's it, man. Are you technical? That's another thing, man. Can you understand, you know, fuel density, fuel mapping, all these other things that go along with tuning? Because we kind of get into the turbo supercharger thing now, but I mean, just regular tuning. You know, can you understand these things, and can you learn these things? Can you teach your old dog new tricks? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. You know, so that's the safest thing, man. If you can do the LS swap, do it. I mean, it's the best platform to build power out of. I mean, you can get power from a 383, 454, 455, but power, that also comes with a lot of weight. Like my car has LS3, so, you know, aluminum motor. I'm probably gonna sell that motor here pretty soon. I got a 418 Dart that I'm putting in there, so 418 Dart block. You know, Ford's rotating. I ain't gonna tell y'all I race, because I don't put y'all all of my business. So this one is high horsepower, 4-digit horsepower, man. If you want to go that route, yeah, 4-digit horsepower is attainable, man. But that's for another video, for another time, man. Should you LS swap your car? You absolutely should. If you ever had any questions, comments, concerns about how to do this, what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, call me. I'll put the number up right there, or it might just be down here running along, man. My shop, Tornado Alley Motors. Get busy, man. We're up here in Kansas. You know, we got horsepower too, so get busy, man. Questions, comments, concerns, you know, leave it below, man. I'd like you guys to subscribe, ask your questions, and I'll make a video answering those questions. Send me an email, text me, whatever, man. I'm always available. This is what I do 24/7 when I'm not working. You know, I'm up all the time for the hours, trying to be proficient and understand what's going on. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, man, just hit me up anytime, man. I ain't got too much going on, so let me know how it happens, how it's going with you guys swap, man, and we can get busy. The last thing I will leave you with is to just don't think about it too much. If you're going to do it, buy the Dirty Dingo motor mounts, the Box Chevy clamshells, and just get your motor and sit it in there. Everything else goes together a lot quicker once the motor's in. Guarantee you. Once you get that motor in, once you just put the motor in there, line it up, you know, and take a picture of it, post it on Facebook, get some motivation, and keep going. Get the motor in there first. All that other stuff will work itself out. Just get the motor in there, and motor mounts, clamshells, set the motor in the car. Now everything else falls into place because the power plant's there. Everything else has to bolt in. I mean, I'm just telling you from experience of what happened with me. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to my video, like, share, subscribe, man. I'm definitely gonna be coming out with a series of different things, talking about topics in this LS Swap world, because a lot of shops and a lot of different places, man, if you're not paying them an hour or getting it built from them, they really don't want to help you, man, or they really, you know, kind of short with you in regards to questions and things like that. If you ever have a question, man, just, I mean, ask it. You know, I got a couple of resources, man. If I don't have an answer, I definitely can get you one. You know, I mean, it's there. You know, that's what we're here for, man. You know, this movement has to go forward. So we'll keep going, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Got a lot of different stuff coming up, man. Got a lot of different collabs and things coming with a lot of different YouTubers, man. Just trying to get into the mix, man, with a couple of my cars. And so we'll get busy, man. I appreciate all you guys. Like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Send me your comments, questions. If you like this video or don't like this video, tell me what you do or don't like about it. Don't just press the button, man. Tell me what you do or don't like, so we can cater and make sure that we're taking care of everybody in the audience, man. Dash, dunks, drones, man. Boosted Nelson, fastest Delta 8 in the world.